Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, I said I was going to start doing a few videos for awareness and information purposes about having BPD because I recently got diagnosed. So yeah, I said I was going to do a few videos to spread awareness and to share my experience with you guys. And I've been doing a lot of research the last few weeks, should I say, a lot of research, reading up about it. So it's that kind of piecing the puzzle together, should we say? Because having borderline personality disorder can be quite challenging at times. So the topic today is having no sense of self. Yeah. We're just gonna get straight to it anyway. And I'm also wearing my normal people scare me hat because normal people scare me, and I've never really classified myself as normal. Yeah. So we're just gonna go with it anyway. So we're gonna talk about having no sense of self, and everyone with borderline personality disorder will have different experiences and have different symptoms and stuff. So some symptoms I have, you might not have, and some symptoms you have, I might not have. So we're all different. So it's quite. This is why it's so hard to diagnose, and professionals don't like to diagnose people with it because it's quite a complex diagnosis, should we say. So everyone's experience is going to be different. So just because my experience, you don't have something that I have, doesn't mean you haven't got borderline personality disorder. Anyway, so let's continue anyway. So yeah, this video is going to be based about no sense of self, because some of these things I have been struggling with recently, and I just can't get my head around why I've been struggling with it. But since I've been doing the research and stuff, it's started to make sense. But some of these things, I never really linked it to having a personality disorder. I just thought it was like a game, should I say, like I'm playing a game, because I've been on my inner journey way before I got diagnosed with having borderline personality disorder. So it's weird. It's hard to explain. I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, and I'm really self-aware, but some things I may struggle with. So these are the things that I've been struggling with recently, and things that I just find funny anyway. All right, let's begin anyway. Where we at? All right, cool. So having no sense of self, yeah. Some people will be like, oh yeah, I'm a mechanic, or I'm a doctor, or I'm this, or I'm that. For me, I have this deep sense of I don't know, should I say. Like, I don't know who I am, yeah. I don't know what I want to do, and it's becoming very frustrating because it's like, yeah, I know I should be doing something, but I don't know what I want to do. And it's like, this was a few months before I got diagnosed. It's like, yeah, what do I want, and where do I want to be in life? Like, I've written like some questions down, and I literally couldn't answer them because it's like I actually don't know. So then I was doing research and reading and stuff, and then this is actual quite a big thing for people with borderline anyway. So I was like, all right, it's starting to make sense. So we're kind of piecing the puzzle together. So having no sense of self is like a part of our makeup, should we say. So I'm still trying to discover who I am, and it's very frustrating because I'm getting older now. When you're a teenager and stuff, it's not much of a problem, but when you start getting older, it's like, yeah, who am I, and what am I meant to be doing, kind of thing. So having no sense of self is starting to become quite of a problem now that I'm getting older, should I say. But I'm just trying to go with it, and I've been doing a lot of inner work as well. So we're piecing the puzzle together, but it's still very difficult and challenging. So I've been trying different things, because for me it's like, you ain't gonna know what you like until you try something that you don't like, if that makes sense. If you try something and you don't like it, then you know you don't like it, if that makes sense. Weird, really weird. All right, cool. So moving on anyway. I remember being a teenager, and every time I used to be high, yeah, I used to look in the mirror, and my self-image used to be distorted. Not like distorted, but it used to change a lot. And doing these videos is making me actually look at myself. So it's actually quite healing in a way. So I used to look at myself, and every time I used to look in the mirror, my image would change, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, my face would be rounder, my ears would be sometimes round or more pointy, my nose would change shape and stuff. And I used to be quite like, I don't know, it used to be like, I was like, is this meant to happen kind of thing, or am I just high? Like, am I just bugging out here? So like, I still don't understand it. But now it's starting to make sense. Like, our self-image is actually distorted. So, you know, yeah, it's really hard to explain. So not having a sense of self and having an identity is hard to have a self-image, if that makes sense. It's so hard to explain what I'm trying to explain it, but it's so, I don't even understand it properly myself. So me trying to explain it is coming out a bit sideways, but we just got to go with it anyway. So yeah, the our self-image is distorted, which I never used to pay attention to, but now I'm starting to pay attention to it. Because my self-image is distorted. This is why I keep changing a lot, if that makes sense. So I'm forever changing my hair. Like a few years ago, I think before like 2019 and that. No, 2019? No, 2016, I had red hair, I had blonde hair, I had dreads, I've had cane roll, I was rocking an afro. Like, it keeps changing. So I was always changing my hair, and as a teenager, I used to have cane roll a lot, or single plaits. So it was always changing. So since I shaved it off, I'm forever changing it constantly. So I'm starting to see, like, I'm for always changing my self-image, if that makes sense. So it's not ever fixed, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. So there's something going on. There's something going on which I'm starting to become more aware of, but I never thought it was a problem anyway. Like, it's never affected me, but because with certain things I just don't care in it. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, I'm gonna do this and that's how it is. Like, I'm gonna wear this because I want to wear it, yeah. And now I can see how some people with borderline will struggle because they don't have a sense of self, and they're trying to find their identity and trying to fit in and stuff. But me, if I wanted to wear something, I would wear it because I wanted to wear it, not because I'm copying someone, if that makes sense. So that's been one of my it's been quite solid for me. So this is quite funny, yeah. I have to dress for the occasion, yeah. So whatever I'm doing, I've got to dress for the occasion. I've got to have the right outfit. It's like, I see it as more playing dress up, should we say, or I'm gonna play a different character today. Yeah, it sounds so funny. So yeah, if I'm going skating, I'll have the whole skater gear, the jeans and a t-shirt and stuff. If I'm going to the gym, I've got to have my whole gym outfit. If I'm doing like a healing session on someone, I've got to wear my whole healing stuff. So yeah, just for the occasion. And if I'm going to the gym and I haven't got gym stuff, then I probably won't go. Certain things that if I'm not wearing certain things, then I won't do it because I'm not in character, should we say. So I never thought it was a problem, but I just thought it was more funny. But that's kind of one of our traits. But because I don't care about what I wear, because I'll rock something and I'll make it look good, yeah. So I haven't really had that problem. If I want to do something, I will do it because I want to do it, yeah. But I can see how other people can struggle with it. And moving on, this is something that I thought was also pretty cool, but I didn't see it as a problem for me, is I can mimic people. So if I can see someone doing something, I can do it exactly the same as them. So like the plasterer come to my house to plaster my house, And I was like, oh, I could do that. And I went to college and done a plastering course, yeah. But I don't like plastering. Yeah. So one thing, like, I can mimic people. So whatever someone else is doing, I can copy them to a certain degree. But I never thought it was a problem. I just thought it was like a talent. She said, I see it as a talent because I can watch someone do something and I can copy them. So I never really saw it as a talent, but I can see how it can be frustrating if you're taking on other people's traits and stuff, and you don't have a good foundation. Because I ain't really got a good foundation, but certain things I don't let affect me, right? So mimicking people is one of my things, and what was it? This is one that it's not a bad thing, but I started to realize this a while back, and I was like, I don't understand why I do this, but if I'm hanging around people for a long period of time, I start taking on their traits and their personality. So if we was, I don't know, hanging outside on the road or whatever, and someone was being loud, and I thought, oh yeah, that's cool, man, I'm gonna start being loud. So I start taking on their personality if we're hanging around for a long period of time. And it's not that I'm trying to be them, it's just like I like certain traits, and because I don't have them, I'm gonna take that on and make that a part of my makeup, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is constantly changing depending on who I'm with. Yeah, so that can be it can be frustrating because sometimes I'm doing it and it's not even that I want to do it, if that makes sense. Like, I remember being in school now, and someone was a joker, and I ended up becoming the joker as well. But I thought it was funny when you're in school and shit, like just being loud and just being disruptive and stuff. But it's because I was taking on someone else's personality, if that makes sense. But I didn't realize it at the time because it's all coming back now. So yeah, taking on other people's personalities. What I want to do in life is a big one. I might have mentioned that at the beginning, but yeah, I don't actually know. From what I've been researching, I know a lot of people with borderline like to help others. So yeah, helping others is been definitely one of my things from when I was a kid. This ain't to do with BPD, but yeah, helping others is my thing. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm a plasterer, I'm a healer. I do so much stuff, but none of it resonates with me, if that makes sense. I don't know what I want to do. I've got so many skills and talents, but it's like none of them are me, if that makes sense. I don't. It's really hard to explain, but yes, really hard to explain. But yeah, so I'm still trying to find out what I want to do, which is challenging. So I've been trying different things to kind of find out what I want to do, basically. And who am I? I don't know who I am. So because I'm luckily I've been on my spiritual journey way before I got diagnosed. Yeah, because I've been on my spiritual journey for 8 years now, almost a decade. But I remember being like in my early 20s, my doctor might have mentioned something about having borderline. I think when I was self-harming, and he mentioned it, and I went on a steps program, but I never got diagnosed, so nothing was actually solidified. So I just thought, oh, everything is just cool, whatever. But yeah, who am I? I don't think we actually find out who we are. We just have to experience stuff, and along the way we kind of try different things and build up from that. I'm talking that from a spiritual perspective. So yeah, I don't know who I am. So I'm still on a journey of self-discovery, yeah, for them people with borderline out there. So yeah, I think it's just constant learning about who you are and what you like and what you dislike. But we struggle with what we like and what we dislike. So yeah, we just gotta just keep going and try new things and constantly learning. We're in this human experience to learn and experience, right? So the who am I complex it's not an easy one. So yeah, that's something I've been struggling with the last few years as well. But doing my inner work and trying to recognize certain things has helped a lot. So getting diagnosed was I didn't take it so hard. I was like, oh, it makes sense why I do certain things and act in certain ways. So for me that was it was like a relief. But when other people get diagnosed, they can see it as more of a burden or a label, because I don't really go with labels. I'll say, yeah, borderline or certain things, I'm anxious or depressed or whatever, but I don't really get too attached. I try not to, reword that, I try not to get too attached to the label, because labels can be very damaging. Yeah, just to throw that out there for people. All right, cool. And this stood out to me. Did I get diagnosed before? I think this was just after I got diagnosed. But a few weeks ago, I went to Liverpool, yeah, and my friend's friend, we was walking around the festival or whatever, and every time we come back to the group or whatever, I would have a different like accessory, yeah. So I would have my bandana on, and then next minute I'll come back, my bandana will be around my neck or my arm, and then I'll come back, my top will be off, and then my top will be on, or it'll be a different way, yeah. And then next minute my glasses will be on, and I'll look like different. Like my character just keeps forever changing. And my friend's friend mentioned it. She was like, "Oh, every time you come back, you've got like a different accessory." And I kind of laughed and was like, "Yeah, like it's funny, isn't it? Like I find it funny." But yeah, that's something that stood out, because I've always got accessories and always changing my image, and yeah, just constantly changing. So it is quite unstable, if that makes sense, because yeah, we have no self-image. So and borderline personality disorder, being unstable like with our emotions and stuff, is like one of the symptoms, man. So some of the things are starting to make sense, because I always used to have accessories and stuff with me, and always changing my kind of my image as a kid as well, like clothes and stuff and hair and shit. All right, cool. I'll tell you, this is a funny story time thing. So I remember being a kid, yeah. Don't laugh. No, you can laugh because I'm laughing at it as well. I remember being a kid. I don't know if borderline personality disorder is hereditary or in the genes, or it's a part of you create the you get the disorder from your like surroundings or whatever. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I feel it might be a bit genetic personally. But anyway, I remember being a kid. I must have been about 5 or something, and I was watching Superman. Yeah. So Superman could fly, right? So I was like, oh, you know what? I want to fly. So I remember being at my nan's house now, and I was watching Superman, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fly. So I got my nan to put like a towel down my neck, yeah, and I was wearing a hoodie, yeah. So she had a coat hook on the door, so I hooked the hoodie onto the coat hanger, yeah, and I jumped off the sofa, yeah. So I was in the air, hanging by the fucking jumper, like strangling myself and shit. But technically, I did fly. Like I wanted to be Superman that bad. I tried to jump off the chair with the hood on the hanger, on the coat hanger, and I was suspended in air for like a few minutes, and then my nan come in, saw me fucking dangling, and decided to beat me as well. So yeah, taking on other people's identity and stuff. Yes, it can be funny at times, like playing dress up and shit. But yeah, I thought that was a bit out there. Like when I've looked back at it, it's like, yeah, like I know I've always been different, but now certain things are starting to stand down. It's like, oh, all right, cool. Maybe that's linked to that then. All right, cool. Moving on. This is another story as well. Everyone calls me Red, right? But there's more of a deeper meaning behind it, right? Well, basically, I think it was the early. I can't remember. Anyway, you know the game, the rapper, when he came out, yeah. I was like, I was kind of fat. I loved his music. The documentary, the first album that was amazing, yeah. And Start From Scratch, I could relate to it a lot, because I was just going through my teenage, just being wild and rebellious and stuff. But then I started doing more research into him, and as soon as I come across the Bloods, the gang, I was just fascinated and obsessed by them. I was like, wow. I don't know, that was just like a personality trait that I just wanted to have. Like, the red is just like a loud colour, yeah? So I love red. That's something I do love, and I've actually taken that on, yeah, but I love red. Like red is, I've got red everywhere. I've got red everywhere. So yeah, so when I was just fascinated with the bloods as a teenager and stuff. So yeah, that's where the name Red comes from, because I like red and I like the bloods. You know, as a teenager, I used to be obsessed with them. Everything would be red, red shoes. I remember when Game made the Hurricane, the shoes. Literally, as soon as they come out, I had to buy them on that day. Like literally, I bought them on that day. It's because yeah, like there was red. They had the red soles and everything. I was like, yeah, I'm having them in it. But yeah, that's my little story time and my experience with BPD, with having no sense of self. So yeah, if you guys can relate to the video, yeah, hit the comments and let me know your experience and things that you struggle with. And you can give me advice as well, man, because we're kind of all in this together and everyone's going to be experiencing different things at different times, man. So yeah, if you like the video, you guys already know what to do, and I'm going to do a few more videos about having borderline personality disorder, just to spread awareness and to share my experience and to make people know that you're not alone, because I know having BPD is very isolating and you can feel very alone at times. So that's why I've been kind of guided to do these videos and share my experience with you guys anyway. But peace, love and light, guys, and I'm going to hit you guys up real soon.